weiße Wind in die Wälder freie, anstatt Keiten auf die Hand, halt der Bix an. Nahe, auf die Aufgabe ist mein Freund, kuscht mich also nach so. Mitten Bix bin ich von Heint, fest so neu gewachsen. Auf die Aufgabe ist mein Freund, kuscht mich also nach so. Mitten Bix bin ich von Heint, fest so neu gewachsen. Seinen mir in Soll, dreiste wie Millionen, reißen mir auf Berg und Toll, brecken Eschalonen, dem Faschist versittert wird, weiß nicht wovon warnen. Stürmen jeden von unter der Erde, jeden Partisaner, dem Faschist versittert wird, weiß nicht wovon warnen. Stürmen jeden von unter der Erde, jeden Partisaner. Das Wort ne komme hat das ihn, wenn mit Blut verschreibst ihm, vor dem heiligen Beginn, führen wir die Streiten. Nein, wir wollen nicht keinmal sein, letzte Mohikaner. Es bringt der Nacht die Sonnenschein, der Hit der Partisaner. Nein, wir wollen nicht keinmal sein, letzte Mohikaner. Es bringt der Nacht die Sonnenschein, der Hit der Partisaner.
Okay, let's start reading the English. Mariv, will you start reading it, please?
Hold on. Shmerka Kazerginsky was born in Vilna and was orphaned at age 6. He worked for a printer in his teenage years. Keenly aware of the grinding poverty and appalling working conditions of thousands of Vilna Jews and of the rise of the fascist anti-Semitic Endik movement, he was drawn to the Communist Party, which was illegal. He wrote stories and poems for the underground press. He was often imprisoned for his activities and beaten. Kazerginsky joined the Yiddish literary and artistic group Young Vilna, and edited its journal. When the Soviets ceded Vilna to Lithuania in 1939, he left for Bialystok, worked as a teacher, and then joined the Red Army. He returned to Vilna when the Soviets again occupied the city in 1940, and he was active in Yiddish cultural activities. But he grew bitter at Soviet political repression and the imprisonment and deportation of Jewish community leaders.
Okay, thank you, Marsha. Marsha, go on.
When the Nazis occupied Vilna in 1941, Kazerginsky disguised himself and pretended to be a deaf mute, but he was caught and sent to the ghetto, where the Germans had herded the Jewish community. Vilna was the site of the Reich's first systematic extermination of the Jews. In 3 years, the Germans and their collaborators murdered over 60,000 in Vilna and nearby Ponar, or deported them to the extermination camps of slave labor in Latvia, Estonia, and Germany. In 1942, Kazerginsky joined the Vereinigte Partisaner Organisatia, the United Partisan Organization, which was organized in Dominican convent, When the Nazis began the total liquidation of the Vilna ghetto in 1943, he escaped with a few hundred partisans to the Naroch
Naroch.
Wood. Say that again?
Naroch.
Naroch Woods, where they fought alongside Soviet units, attacking German troops and carrying out acts of sabotage. His song Lied du Partisaner dates from his life as a partisan in the woods.
Okay, thank you. Andrew, will you continue? Andrew? Andrew, you are muted, Andrew. You're reading, but you are muted.
When the Red Army approached Vilna in 1944, the partisans joined the assault to retake the city. Kazarginsky and Avram Sutzkever, the acclaimed poet from their days in Young Vilna and a partisan, fought in that battle. When the Germans pulled out, Kazarginsky and Sutzkever began to search amidst the ruins of the city and the ghetto for the books and manuscripts they had helped to hide, as well as any photos or documents they could find. With those materials, they founded the Museum of Jewish Art and Culture under the Ministry of Culture of the new Lithuanian SSR, which the Soviets allowed to operate only for a few years. Kazarginsky and Sutzkever salvaged what they could salvage to the YIVO in New York.
Go on.
Kazarginsky devoted himself to recording the eyewitness testimony of survivors from Vilna. He then moved to Lodz and worked at the Centralna Zydukowska Komisja Historyczna, the Jewish Historical Commission. His first 1947 book in Yiddish, Korban Vilna, The Destruction of Vilna, was one of the first documentaries of the Holocaust, with photos of the ghetto and the killing field in Ponar. His song Lied du Partisaner is reproduced in that book. Kazarginsky's wife Barbara and brother Jacob had been murdered in Vilna. Kazarginsky left Poland in 1947 and remarried. He published a memoir, Partisaner Gayen, Partisans on the Move, and the anthology of music that he collected from survivors, either von des Ghettos und Lager, songs from the ghettos and camps.
Just something. Go back one, Michael. The book Korban Vilna was translated by Maurice Wolftal into English. So just wanted to add this. So.
But it hasn't been printed yet.
Yeah, but it's translated, so the
Yes,
printing will come.
Right. Mina, I just want to add one thing.
Yes.
Which I didn't know before. The Vereinigte Partisane Organisatie was first formed in that Dominican convent, which you may have thought, oh, how strange. So the nun who was in charge was very sympathetic to the Jews and to what the Germans were doing to the Jews. And she actually got her nuns to smuggle weapons into the ghetto so that the partisans would have something to fight with. And so not only did she let them meet in her convent and smuggle weapons, but after the war, she was recognized as a, what do they call it? A righteous Gentile.
Yeah, Hasidumot Olam, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah. Golda, can you start? Golda, you are muted, please. All of you are muted, so if I call on you to read, unmute yourself, please.
Und die Ghettos Füße brennt und die Felder freie, anstatt Keiten euch die Hände, so halt abix anaie. Euch gab es, mein Freund, kuscht mir Hals und Achsel. From the ghettos, the prison ghettos walls, and the free woods, instead of chains on your hands. Hold a gun, a new gun, on the Aufgabes, on the work that you're gonna do, my friend. Kiss my neck and my arm and my shoulder. Mit dem Bix bin ich von Hein fest zu Neuf gewachsen. With my gun in my hands and my strong hand tightly. I grew up with my gun in my hands. Die Aufgabe ist mein Freund Kuschmir. Well, that's the same thing. Mit dem Bix bin ich von Hein fest zu Neuf gewachsen. I grew up with the gun strong in my hand.
Okay, thank you, Golda. Maurice, anything to add?
No, it's good. I mean, it's a, you know, it's a poetic thing that
Yeah.
this rifle, this gun kisses his shoulder and his neck. It's so important to him. It's like a very, very close friend.
Karen, will you read it? The next one, please.
Wenig, is that where wenig sind wir in so, we are small in number. Dreister wie Millionen, we are brave like millions. Reißen mir auf Berg und Tal, Brücken, Echelonen. We rip out or blow up on the mountains and the valleys. We blow up bridges and troops. Der Faschist verzittert wird. The fascists become tremble.
Yeah.
Weiß nicht, wo von wannen. They don't know from where. Stürmen jeden von Untererd. They don't know from where the Jews will come like a storm from under the ground. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Jeden Partisaner, der Faschist verzittert wird. Yiddish partisans, the fascists tremble. Weiß nicht, wo von wannen Stürmen von Untererd. They don't know from where the Jewish partisans from a storm from under the earth.
Good,
Jeden Partisaner.
good, good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, Michael, can you read?
And
Okay.
I don't know if I can translate as well.
Well, Maurice is due.
Right. Das Wort komme hat Sinn, wenn mit Blut verschreibst ihm. Vor dem heiligen Beginn führen mir die Spreiten. So, what is Nakoma? I think I know that, but I
Revenge.
forgot. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So, should that be Zun or is it Hota Azun or Zin?
Zin,
Is that-
Azin
a
is
Zin?
meaning. It has a mean. It means something.
Oh, okay. Okay. So the word revenge gains a meaning when it's written with blood.
Good.
For them Helican, what is Bagin?
Dawn.
Oh, okay. So we and Streiten.
Attacks.
Okay, so we attack, we carry out our attacks with the holy guns. No, we will never be the last of the Mohicans. Sprengt die Nacht die Sonnenschein der Partisaner. So let's see, I think it would be from night comes the sunshine, or out of
That's
the night
good.
comes
Yeah,
the
the
sunshine.
night brings, that's good. Yeah,
Okay, so out of the night comes the sunshine,
right.
the Jew, the partisan,
Good,
and then it's repeated.
good.
Okay, anything you want to add, Maurice?
No, in the second sentence, the word fa here means before.
Oh,
Before
yeah, yeah.
the dawn.
Before.
It's very, very early is when they carry out their missions.
Okay, so let's listen to it once again.
Wow, cool picture.
Yeah.
Fundiget das gewisse Wind in die Wälder freie, anstatt Keiten auf die Hand, halt der Bix an Neie, auf die Aufgabe, mein Freund, kuscht mich halt so nach so. Mitten Bix bin ich von Heint, fest so neu gewachsen. Auf die Aufgabe, mein Freund, kuscht mich halt so nach so. Mitten Bix bin ich von Heint, fest so neu gewachsen. Wenig seinen mir in Soll, dreiste wie Millionen, reißen mir auf Berg und Toll, brecken Eschalonen, dem Faschist versittert wird, weiß nicht wovon warnen. Stürmen jeden von unter der Erde, jeden Partisaner, dem Faschist versittert wird, weiß nicht wovon warnen. Stürmen jeden von unter der Erde, jeden Partisaner. Das Wort ne komme hat da sehen, wenn mit Blut verschreibst ihm, vor dem heiligen Beginn, führen wir die Streiten. Nein, wir wollen nicht keinmal sein, letzte Mohikaner. Sprengt der Nacht die Sonnenschein, der Hit der Partisaner. Nein, wir wollen nicht keinmal sein, letzte Mohikaner. Sprengt der Nacht die Sonnenschein, der Hit der Partisaner.
What do you know about the photo and who's in it and where it was taken? Know anything?
I don't, I found it,
Maurice, you're muted. If you want to speak, just unmute.
I mean, probably it's in the Naroch Forest, which is where there was a lot of partisan activity and Soviet units that started moving in outside of Vilna. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah. Elaine? You are muted too.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Can you just tell me in the third line from the top, the word oifgabes, or oifgabes, I don't know what it means.
In this context, it means a mission, a task. Can also mean
Okay.
homework.
Oh, so it would be for this task, my friend kissed me on the neck and the shoulder.
Right,
Mhm.
he's talking about his rifle. If the Oifgabes, they
Ah,
go on a mission,
okay.
his rifle kisses his, it's a personification.
Got it.
Sure.
Okay, Beverly, but you are muted.
Yes, I don't know if I heard, where did he settle eventually? I don't know if I missed that.
I think he went to Argentina. He went to Paris and eventually to Argentina.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so Michael, can you stop
Died
sharing?
he died in an aeroplane crash.
Yes, that's right.
Very
Okay.
early on.
Okay, before we move on, Cookie wanted to sing a song. So Cookie, go on. Cookie?
You might want to send her an unmute request. Maybe she
Yeah,
can.
I
unmute.
sent.
Just did.
Yeah.
Cookie, you asked me to sing.
There she goes.
Okay.
Unter deiner weißen Stern schreckst du mir dein weiße Hand. Meine Werte seinen Tränen will ruhen in dein Hand. Sei es dunkel, sei finkel, in mein Keller dicken Blick. Und ich hab gar nicht kein Winkel, sie zu schenken dir zurück. Und ich will doch Gott getreue, dir vertrauen, mein Vermen, weil es munten mir auf Feier und in Feier meine Tag. Nur in Lärm, und Lachen, wohnt der mörderische Ruf, läuf ich hecher, über Dächer, und ich such, wo bist du? Nehmen Jogen mich Maschune, Treppenhäufen mit Gewoi, häng ich a geplatzte Strune, und ich sing zu dir also heu, unter deine weiße Stern, streckst du mir dein weiße Hand, meine Werte seinen Tränen will ruhen in dein Hand, meine Werte seinen Tränen will ruhen in deiner Hand.
Thank you, Cookie. Thank you. Okay, guys, so today is the remembrance for the Holocaust, Yom HaShoah.
I just
And-
wanted to say something that was written by Abraham Sutzkever, and the music was written by Bruno. Bruno wrote the music. Give them, and was written in the Vilna ghetto.
Okay, thank you, Cookie. Anyway, what I want to focus today is on life after the Holocaust, right after the Holocaust. What happened to the Jews that came out of the camps, and what happened to all the people that started coming back from the east, from Russia. And so we will read about the Bergen-Belsen DP camp. So it's a memoir of people that were in the camp and they were in the administration of the camp. So just we get a smidge of what life in the camps was at that time. Just something that the Bergen-Belsen, the Belsen camp was the largest displaced persons camp in Germany. It was in the north and it was in the British zone. And it was established, I have it here, in July 45 in the former concentration camp. And at its height in 46, it has 11,000 people. And it says that in 46, in March 46, the British Army transferred the management of the camp to UNRWA, the United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Agency. So let's go to the memoir, and we will just get a life of what it was. Maurice Narunsky, I know that you were in a DP camp. I don't know how old you were.
Ja, wir sind gewesen in Feldafing. Es ist gewesen der größte Camp in der Amerikaner Section.
Ja.
Und ich bin geboren in Poland, Krakau. Und mein Tata ist gewesen in Dachau. Und meine Mom und nach Dachau sind geschickt die Juden zu ein paar Monate efter die Liberation, efter sie geworden frei, haben sie geschickt die Juden zu Feldafing. Und Feldafing ist gewesen der größte von den Camps in der amerikanischen Section. So ich bin gewesen 10 Monate, wenn ich bin gekommen mit meiner Mama zu Feldafing. Und wir haben dort gelebt bis Feldafing in 52 haben sie shut down the camp. Und wir sind in Dezember 51 sind wir gekommen zu New York, alle drei. Und die andere Mischproche, was in Feldafing sind gegangen zu Israel. Wir sind gekommen zu Amerika.
Wie alt bist du gewesen,
In der Camp, ja, von 9 oder 10 Monaten bis 6 Jahre und 10 Monate, 11 Monate.
Die gedenkst etwas von dem Leben in der Camp?
Ich gedenke doch, als ich bin gegangen zu einem Kindergarten und wir haben alle gehabt Uniforms. Wie sagt man Uniforms? Und, Mundieren. Und sie haben uns gegeben, die Kinder haben sie gegeben, breit mit, vergessen wie es heißt, wie ein Laxative. Und ich gedenke, als ich bin gegangen mit meiner Mama zu picken berries. Around die fields. Ja. Und meine Mama hat mir gesagt, als ich bin einmal, wenn ich gewesen ein Baby oder ein Toddler, habe ich bald gefallen von unserer Apartment Building.
Okay, wie euch hat es gewesen?
Ja.
How we know why you're the way you are?
Yeah.
Ist das gut oder schlecht?
I refuse to answer.
Okay, a dank, Maurice. Now, Steve, you said in the chat that your mother was in this DP camp. Do you have any stories about it?
I posted a picture,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it came. Did it come through? Could you see it?
No, I tried while we were I tried and it didn't.
Okay.
You have to upload it, but
It came through. I got it.
I'll open it and share it.
Click on it and it opens.
Okay, Michael is opening it. Okay, good.
That's my mother on the extreme right. All I know, my Mama nicht sagen eine Sache wegen ihr seid in der Konzentrationslagers. Mein Tata hat gesagt, sag mit mir. Oder my Mama is in Belsen, wenn sie seien gewesen liberated. Und maybe I should say it in English because I'm going to screw it up.
Okay.
She was in a satellite camp, working slave labor for the Krups Corporation. They were building munitions, and she told me this one story that one of the things that there were mostly women working there. one of the things they used to do is every time they had a chance to screw around, they had to do wiring for these mechanisms that fire the weapons, the bombs, and they would try to screw up the mechanisms whenever they could, which is very difficult, but they did now and again. The day she was liberated by the American Army, and they gave her so much food it almost killed her. They didn't know about how to work with people who had been severely starved. They took over, the American Army took over the barracks that had belonged to the officers and from the guards and stuff. And my mother stayed there for about 3 or 4 or 5 months, and then they left, I think, to try and go back to her hometown in Sighet, Romania. And this picture was taken probably about 3 months, 4 months after she was liberated. So it's my mother on the right, all the way on the right, in the dark coat with the skirt. And that's all I know.
Okay.
Other than this one amazing picture, another picture that I found, I think is my mother. This is well, let me see if I can upload this again. I'm sorry, should I continue or no?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, let me see if I can upload this picture in the chat. Okay, let me see if I can find this. Sorry. Anyway, okay. Can you guys see this picture?
Well, if Michael will upload it.
Yeah, it came through.
It did come through?
Yeah.
Okay, so this picture is actually 2 pictures together. No, I'm sorry, this is a picture. This was posted on a site. I don't even know what site. And I saw this picture. The woman on the right, I believe, is my mother. It's a picture that they said was taken in Westerbork in 1943. It couldn't, if the time is accurate, it can't be my mother.
No,
because she was taken in early 44, but she was in Auschwitz, and then she was taken from Auschwitz to Belsen, and Westerbork was a transit camp that was kind of a central location where they take people from many camps and then send them out to where they needed. In fact, Westerbork is where Anne Frank and her family were taken before they were sent to Belsen. So this may be my mother in Hanukkah in 44, quite possible. I don't know. It looks an awful lot like her. But I saw this picture and I hit the floor. It just I don't know. But anyway, it looks very similar to the picture of her about a year later at Belsen.
Yeah, it does. Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
In the DP camp in which we were in Germany.
In which one? Where you were?
It's Pucking. It's in the Bavaria part of Germany.
Where again? What was
in the Bavarian part of Germany?
Yeah, but what's the name?
Pucking, P-O-C-K-I-N-G.
Yeah, Pucking, I know.
Right. So we were there till 51. And, one time there were 7,000 people there. But in the early days of the DP camp, there were a lot of births, and the German midwives were actually killing the babies, the Jewish babies, strangling them or finding ways so that they shouldn't live. And there was an because it was under the American sector. There was an investigation and nobody was ever tried, but a bunch of the midwives were kicked out of there. And then like in the 70s, there's an organization that we tried to put up a plaque because, and the city would not allow it. They didn't want any plaque about, because they just kind of bury the bodies in this cornfield in the back of the DP camp. So, and so still, I think that area of Germany is, and I'm, is still not, they weren't ready to acknowledge at that time in the 70s, and that anything like that had gone on. Although Germany has certainly, done it more than any other European country to acknowledge the Holocaust, but back then they still weren't ready. So yeah, so we were there till 51. The camp closed shortly after. We were some of the last to leave.
Okay, thanks, Ellen. Maurice Narunski, I see that you.
Ja, es ist gewesen, öfter ein Midwife oder a nurse, was hat gedacht, geben meine Mama Poison in a Lager, ich weiß nicht welchen Lager. Aber hat Rachmanis auf meine Mama, hat sie injected her mit Wasser, nicht mit der Poison.
Okay, so that's why you are here.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks. Judy?
Yes,
Judy, and then we read.
I wanted to ask Morris, he said he went to kindergarten. I'm wondering what language or what was the focus or what were they?
Ich gedenke nicht zu viel von Kindergarten. Efter haben wir geredet Yiddish, probably Yiddish. Maybe a bisschen Deutsch.
The reading refers to it. The reading refers to the schools in the DP camp. So it was Yiddish and it was Hebrew.
Wir haben gelernt English, ja.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start reading, and I think it will answer your question, Judy. So let's do. So do you see it, guys? You see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was written in 1957, and the people, it's a Sammlung, it's a collection of memoirs, and I wanted to start with the Stocktägliche Leben in Belsen. Beverly, please, can you read?
Yes, does it mean the everyday life?
The daily life in Belsen. That's what I aimed, because I wanted to show what they did after, how they got how they got used to new life, what they did. Okay,
I think it's wonderful. Der Dosike article, this specific article is proof zu schildern das tagtägliche Leben in Belsen nach der Befreiung. Okay, so this article is proof.
No, it's trying.
What?
It doesn't mean proof. It means it's an attempt.
Attempt to try.
An attempt to show the everyday life in Belsen after the how would you Befreiung, this freedom?
Liberation.
Liberation. Die Problemen von Speisen, the problems of spices, is what Speisen?
Food.
Oh, food. The problems with food. Kleiden und Inkuzar. Oh yeah, Einquartieren. Housing. Okay, so the problems with food, clothing, and housing. Die Scheideshaplita. Oh, I don't know how you say that. How do you translate that word?
The
survivors, the refugees.
The survivors.
Okay, the survivors in Belsen is versteht sich in Belsen. You understand. anstanden in Tag von der Befreiung. What is anstanden?
They started.
Oh, they started from from the day of their freedom.
Liberation.
Liberation, I'm sorry. Sie haben nicht gekannt warten. They couldn't wait. A filo nit ein Stunde, not even 1 minute or hour. Die dazike Problemen seinen gewen 1000-mal komplizierter zu lieb die der Erfahrungen von die Lagermenschen unsere Plagenischen unter die Nazis. Okay, let me go back here. These problems happened thousands of times and complicated because of what's their Farungen?
Experiences.
What?
Experiences.
The experiences in the camp, and the Lager mentioned the camp people in their suffering, sure, under the Nazis, sure. Unsere erste Aufgabe ist gewesen, zu organisieren die Bespeisung. Our first undertaking was to organize, I don't know, what's Bespeisung, food?
Food, the food.
Yeah.
Hold on, don't move. Inmitten von ganzen Chaos, in the middle of the whole chaos, hat man gemusst organisieren. We had to organize an Apparat zu verteilen Essen koidem kol. We had to organize some operation to give out food for everyone.
Yeah.
That's enough for me.
Okay, thank you. That was thank
Sure.
you. Yeah, Susan, please.
Just a minute, what is verteilen?
Distribute.
What?
To distribute.
Tribute.
לחלק, נילי.
לחלק, אוקיי, תודה. Thank you.
Susan. Susan, you are probably muted, so. Yeah, you are muted, so unmute yourself. Okay.
Die Subkirchen seien der Schienen in Lager bald doch der Befreiung. The soup kitchens showed up in the camps immediately after the liberation. A bisschen später ist gekommen der Amerikaner Joint. A little later, the American Jewish organization Joint. Und nachdem seinen nicht gewesen in Lager kein hungrige Menschen. And after that, they were not in the camps hungry people. Der Joint hat reingebracht das Essen. Joint brought the food oder die Funden or the funds. I take that mean to funds.
Yes, yes.
Aber wir haben gedarft organisieren die Verteilung, but we had to organize, partition it out und sein gerecht legabe alle Einwohner and to have enough for all the inhabitants von Lager of the camp. Das ist gewesen an Aufgabe, this was a matter, was nur unser eigene Komitee hat gekannt der Fehlen. This was a matter that only our own committee could really get right. Nicht kein schon andere Person oder Institution, not another person or an institution didn't know what to do like the people who had been through this, I guess.
Yep.
Wir haben gehabt lange und oftmals reale vichuchim. We had long and often unbelievable arguments with the Engländer, with the English, mit koyach vitaminen, about vitamins und calories. They argued about vitamins and calories with the English. Aber es ist gewesen unser Aufgabe, überzusetzen die dosige wissenschaftliche Terminen, but it was our job to translate these words.
Scientific terms.
These scientific terms.
Like calories and vitamins into.
In Rationen von Brot. You translate these scientific terms to practical things like Brot, Butter, Fleisch und andere Produkte, to translate them to the daily bread, butter, meat, and other products.
Go
on.
I think it's into rationing. They have to translate it into rationing.
They had to make sure that everybody got enough to eat.
Yeah, you're right.
Wohnungen seien gewesen noch a problem, and living quarters were also a problem. Was hat uns gepluckt, which really bothered us, von sama erste Tag, from the very first day, nach der Befreiung, immediately after the liberation. Der Lager is nicht gewesen genug. The camp was not enough. Nicht genug groß, was not big enough for alle Befreite, all the liberated people. Und trotzdem seien dort gewesen sehr viel Kranke. And in addition to that, there were many sick people, welche haben gedarft etwas mehr, either die gesunde, they needed something more than the healthy people, auf dem Gebiet von Wohnungen. And I don't know what Gebiet is on the, in the living quarters. Auf dem Gebiet von.
Maurice, do you remember how to translate Gebiet?
I think it's area.
In the area.
Area or matter.
They needed extra things in their living quarters. Und mit Schutz von dem allem seien vorgekommen in Lager sehr viel Chassanes, und jede von den neuen Volk hat gemusst bekommen, the call Fokus ein Zimmer sich rein zu kleiben. And in addition to all of that, there were in the camp many weddings, and each one of the pair of the couples had to get at least a room to for them to live in separately. Wir haben gehabt in Belsen a room 20 Chassanes a Tag. We had in Belsen about 20 weddings a day. Und noch jeder Chassane ist gekommen a bitte for a Wohnung. And after every marriage, there was a request for living quarters.
Okay, thank you, Susan. So he's not exaggerating. The amount of weddings and the amount of newborns in the camps were enormous. People felt that they have, they need to fill the time for what, all the time that was lost during the war, and to just enhance that they are here. They want to continue their life. They want to have families and continue their life. My parents got got married in a DP camp. So yeah, they told me that there were lots and lots of weddings at the time. So Rochale, can you continue?
I'm wondering where they got the privacy to be able to get pregnant.
You know, privacy, a room, one room, there were fields around, cookies.
It only takes 5 minutes.
Yeah. What?
Oh, I thought it was 2 minutes.
Okay, Rachel. You're muted, Rachel. Unmute yourself, please. Yeah.
My parents were actually married before the war, and probably by the time they found each other, they were assigned this room that I was born in Augsburg. And there were many, many weddings in the family because people wanted to regenerate what they had lost. And the women were terrified after having lost their periods that they would not be able to have families. So I think that it all sort of happened magically for them. It was very welcomed when they got pregnant. And just a short story that my father told me that goes back to another paragraph. When he was liberated, I think he was liberated not so much from the camp, but out in the field in the labor camp. And they took him to a German farmhouse with the people he was working with. And they sat them down and they made them eggs and sausage and bread and all of that. And they put it on the table. And my father said he went around, there were about 15 of them, and collected all of the food and only let people eat their one little roll with butter. And I asked him, how did you know that that was such a bad thing to do? He was not an educated man. And he said, I just had an instinct that filling our bellies after that kind of starvation, especially with things like sausage and very heavy, fatty food would do us in. So that goes back to that other comment.
I think it was also non-kosher, and so they didn't.
I really don't think they cared about kosher.
I don't think they cared about kosher.
After deliberation, I think they did.
No,
not while they were still in starvation mode.
Starvation.
And you know, he did some remarkable things in his life, and that was one of them. And they eventually all got to eat enough in that situation, but he would not allow them to eat it all at once. And they were furious at them because they really just kind of dove into the food, and he went around and collected it all.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Thanks.
It's amazing that they allow him to take the food.
well, whatever. That's the story he tells, and he told it many times.
He's lucky they didn't kill him.
Right. It's still amazing that they listened to him. So evidently he presented it in a way that they understood.
Yes, my father was a very gentle soul.
Okay.
And they knew that. They knew that.
Rochale?
Ich habe gehört in der Lektie von Israel, was mir alle wissen, I just want to emphasize it, that they were, most of the Jews after the Holocaust were not busy in the Kume, in revenge, but really creating the next generation, which you and I and many others are part of it. And I thought that's a good, correct observation. And many people of the same generation, even I say that the best Nekume is having kids and now grandchildren and great-grandchildren and so on.
Yeah. Thanks, Rochale. Marie?
Yeah, I can't remember whether it was in a video or something I read in the last couple of weeks, but it's true that there was a story, someone that he decided to eat very lightly at the first meal, and another person stuffed themselves and they soon died after that. It's not a myth. It really actually is what happens.
It happened.
That may be what happens, yeah.
Yeah, it did happen, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go on. Rochale, can you read?
Okay.
Here.
But I didn't do my homework, so I probably will.
You don't need to do your homework. That's okay.
Und Oiv das Alt ist noch nicht gewesen genug, and as if all of that was not enough, haben wir noch gehabt die Gäste von Mizrach-Zayt in Kentucky Zone. We also had, we had in addition the guests from the east side in camp something, I know the words, I forgot. Can you help me?
Significant numbers.
Oh, in significant numbers, thank you.
What it means here are the people that came back from Russia to look for relatives. The people who ran away to Russia and came back to look for someone that survived.
Die Okkupatiemacht hat לכתחילה זה nicht gewollt anerkennen als die Peace. DPs, okay. Die Okkupatiemacht hat לכתחילה זה nicht gewollt anerkennen als DPs, aber das ist uns nicht umgegangen.
Howard, are you all right?
The Okkupatiemacht, the occupation.
The occupation authorities.
The occupational authorities?
Authorities, yeah.
Ah, okay.
They were, that was in the British zone, so it
British.
was the army.
Ah, okay. From the start, they did not want to anerkennen, to recognize the DPs.
As DPs,
but it didn't bother us. We didn't care about that. לגבי uns seinen sie gewähnt Brüder. As far as it is concerned us, they were brothers. Welche seinen Atlaufen von Verfolgungen, those who escaped from
persecution,
oder oben gewollt sein zusammen mit Nitzol gewordene Kräuven, but wanted to be together with survivors, relatives who were survivors. Und wir haben...
Just a moment. That's the one that wrote this paragraph. Yeah. Okay,
und wir sie aufgenommen mit offenen Arms, and we welcome them with open arms. Kein einer von sie ist nicht geblieben hungrig. No one of them was left hungry, und kein einer hat nicht geschlafen unter dem freien Himmel, and none of them slept under the open sky. Unsere 15.000 Juden in Belsen haben gemacht Platz für die neue gekommene. Our 50,000, yeah, no, 15,000, right, Jews in Belsen made place for the newcomers.
Okay, the paragraphs that I crossed out are very, you know, how to say it, administrative, so I didn't think that it will be any of interest, but I think this will be more interesting, the Yiddish Erziehung in Belsen. And here also some of it is very administrative, so from Aibsche Yiddische. Sandra, can you read a Haifel Yiddische Kinder? Sandra?
I'm going to try.
Okay.
A health Yiddische health Yiddische Kinder.
Eiffel.
A Hefel, is that correct?
Yes, yes.
A Hefel Yiddische Kinder seinen Nitzel gewohnt, but Bedürfnis. A half of all the Jewish children were saved out of miracle.
It's not a half, it's some. It's
a health
group.
Eiffel.
Okay,
Eiffel.
A heifer.
It's some, yeah, some of them.
Okay, it's like a statement.
Yeah.
Hiffelitische Kinder gewinnen nicht so gewohnt Bedürfnis. Sie seien gewähnen in a Bus
Besonderen.
Beweisener.
Besonderen.
Oh, besondere block. They were in a different block, in a different part. Rechtens, was is noch alle geht, als geht euch geklärt. Everything else, the rest that was aufgeklärt, that was
als nicht aufgeklärt geworden. So they were not
that were not gathered together. They weren't what does that mean? Aufgeklärt geworden.
Everything thought out.
Maurice?
Think it
Well,
out.
Arretenisch is like a mystery, a riddle. Was is
Riddle.
noch als nicht aufgeklärt geworden, which still hasn't been explained.
Still not
Not
rectified.
thought out. Yeah.
Dreizung.
Der Erziehung.
Der Erziehung hat sich aufgehoben. Aufgehoben?
Ungehoben, Tefef.
Hat sich aufgehoben.
Tefef.
Tefef. Immediately.
Some of them were I guess helped immediately.
No, the Erziehung is education. Education started. Education started immediately.
Take it. Okay. Noch Schul Schein.
Schulen.
Schulschulen.
Noch Schulschon. Noch Schulschon sahen die Kinder genommen geworden auf spazieren mit Schutz von verfeulten und schmutzigen Lager. Oh, they were taken out of the filthy and dirty lager.
They were taken out for a stroll after they ended the hours of
after they ended the hours of being taught, then they were taken out for a spazier, I guess.
Yeah, but it tells you something. The verfeulten und schmutziger Lager. It also tells you about
the filthy dirty lager.
Yeah, it tells you about the conditions that were still in the camp.
Yeah. Sie haben bald reagiert. They soon organized or
no,
reacted.
Yeah.
Oh, reagiert. Oh, they soon reacted auf der Mutlicher Liebe. Liebe. They reacted on according to their
They reacted to the motherly love.
Oh, mutterlicher Liebe, to the motherly love. I guess they, oh my goodness. Oh, this is.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So
it's very moving. It's very.
It is.
Heartrending.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. Busman hat sie Reus gewesen und was sie haben so lang nicht gehabt.
So they reacted to the motherly love that was shown to them and that they lacked for a long time, that they didn't have for a long time.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll let someone. Thank you. Because there is Hebrew here. So Leah, can you read, Leah? Yeah. Leah, you are muted. Leah, you hear me? You are muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Yiddische Kinder.
All right. Yiddische Kinder zwischen Churvot von 1000 Jahren. What is
Yes.
Dritten Reich singen Hebräisch Lieder. Oh, okay. Jewish kids, what is zwischen? Churvot, I know.
Between, among.
Among the destruction for
ruins.
The ruins.
Yeah, ruins, right. From 1,000 years. What is Yarik?
The 1,000 years, yeah, of the Third Reich.
Dritten Reich, 30 Reich.
The Third Reich.
Dritten Reich is the Third Reich.
Third Reich. Sang Jewish Hebrew songs. Sevagdi, Vagdi Vasei, Atzu Yachdav Lasadeh. Okay. Goat, say. Sevagdi, Gdi is a goat.
Yeah. Goat, and say is like, what is say? Say is
sheep. Say.
Say. Okay, they got out. It's a song about,
No, I know, but I'm not sure what this says in English.
I think
they went out to the field. What is it? Say?
Just a moment.
Sheep. I think it's sheep.
Maybe.
Look,
Maybe. Okay, never mind.
Kevis is sheep, right?
Yeah.
As Moses say.
It doesn't give you. It's kind of sheep. Yeah, Kevis, it's sheep.
What is it?
A sheep.
Sheep. That's what I thought originally. Okay. Sheep and goat, goat and sheep. They went together to the field.
So that's just a moment, Leah. So that's the kids are singing Hebrew songs because they are preparing them for Aliyat HaNoar. They are preparing them to go. Preparing them to go to Israel.
Right.
So go on.
Die seidige kleine Gruppe. Die dosige kleine Gruppe ist gewähnt der Kern von der Barmiter. What's Barmiter?
Barimter, famous.
Barimter. Baal Zener, hebräischer Schul.
Belzenel, hebräische Schul.
Okay, so what is the small group?
This small group.
This group was what is Karen? The beginning?
Seed.
It was the seed.
Seed.
For the
you know Kerala?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. From there, I don't know what the next one is.
The Barimter, it was the seed from the famous Belzener Hebrew school.
That's right. School. Was hat getragen dem Namen für Dr. Yaakov Edelstein. That got the name from the Dr. Jacob Edelstein.
Yeah.
Who was he? Do you know?
No.
Just a name. Okay. Die Zollkinder ist geseder gewachsen. Okay. The Zahl, what is Zahl?
The number of children grew regularly.
Correct. Okay. Kinder seien herausgekommen von, let's see.
Kellern.
Nares. Too complicated. Und
Monastieren.
Und seinen bald weg in Schul rein.
So children came out from Keller is Martef is
Sellers.
Sellers.
What is it?
Sellers. Martef. Seller.
Ah, Seller, okay.
They came out of Kellers where they hid during the war. Norris, Maurice, I don't know what Norris is.
Like holes.
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 And monasteries, and you know,
Monas-
monasteries.
Und seinen bald and where quickly back in shoot went quickly to the school. Into the school.
Yes.
No, not to the school. Shul is the synagogue.
No. Here shul is school.
Schoolrein.
You sure?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
also a school. Here it's a school. 6 Wochen
Woche noch der
Befreiung.
Befreiung hat schon existiert in
Existiert.
Say it again.
Existiert.
In Belsen a größer der Zierischer.
Aha.
Mit regulare Klassen und mit Lehrers. Afילו mit Sadranim und Glacken. Okay, so basically, in a regular school with regular classes, with regular teachers, even with Sadranim. What do they mean by Sadranim?
People that regulated, you know, the teaching in the school.
And
They kept the Ordnung.
and the Glocken, Pamonim, and
שמרו על
and
הסדר,
bells.
kept the Ordnung, no?
Yes, just to keep, to make it,
Hey,
Okay.
now that, so you better get somebody else.
Yes. Thank you, Leah. Okay. Maurice, can you read the next paragraph? which
Just
is
a minute, what is Glocken?
Bells.
Oh,
Bells.
Pamon.
Pamonim.
Yeah.
Ah,
Maurice, can you?
okay.
Oh, wait,
Maurice,
and
you-
Sedranim, what is Sedranim? Regularity?
The people that are regulating,
Oh, regulators, okay.
regulators.
Like administrators,
Yes, that's it.
okay.
No. Ah,
Let me
I was
see.
thinking an usher or a steward.
Ushers maybe, but
Like
it's
in the theater.
regulators here because they did all kinds,
Yeah. Or Agabe macht auch ein Seder in
Yeah,
Shul.
I mean, Seder is order, so, you know.
Yeah, like Pesach Seder, yeah.
People
The
who made
order-
people who set up the order of things.
Yeah, like the Seder in Pesach.
Hi.
Maurice, just the next paragraph, so we will get more of what they were learning
Sure.
on.
That's fine. Okay.
Die uniformierte Bachuren
No, but I
von
can
der,
talk to you now. Bye.
von der Brigade, welche seinen umgekommen, einige Geduschen später, haben hereingebracht in Lage, neue Blut und ein neues Leben. The uniformed boys of the brigade, I don't know which brigade they're talking about.
It was the Hebrew, the Jewish brigade. There were people that came from Israel to the camps to see one thing was to see what happens there, and another mission was to arrange for immigration to Israel.
Okay.
Yeah.
The brigade who came a few months later brought with them into the camp new blood and a new life. Seinen bald geworden unsere beliebte Helden. Right away, they became our beloved heroes. Die Erziehungen Pionieren, Männer und Frauen haben zusammen mit der Brigade geschmiedet eine neue Gesellschaft und geholfen ein neuem Dor in die Lagern von der britischen Zone. So they were like pioneers, men and women who together with, is somebody saying something?
Yeah, people, please be quiet, please.
Okay, with the brigade, they forged a new society and raised a new generation in the camps of the British zone.
Okay, thank you. And we will stop here. We will continue next week just to see more about what was the education process. Okay. Okay, so.
Thank you. Hashanim Dank.
Welcome, guys. And I think it's important. So, Judy, I am not sure that it answered everything, but next week, as we continue reading, you will see that they were doing it. They were educated both in Yiddish and in Hebrew. And that was also part of the brigade, the Jewish brigade, because they intended that as much of these young people, that most of them were without parents, will emigrate to Israel. So that was part of it. So I see that Golda and
they were very active in the camp my mother was in. I mean, the Bricha, which I always refer to.
And the Bricha too. Yeah, my father was active in the Bricha as well. Yeah, but
they were amazing. They took Jews on their backs out of the camps. I mean, they're very, very heroic.
Now he took with lorries. They crossed the
mountain.
My parents were in a camp in the south of Germany, and what he did was with lorries to Iberfirn to get Jews over the border to Austria, and from there further away. So
very brave.
Did they cross the Pyrenees?
Sorry?
Did they cross the, אני לא יודעת איך אומרים באנגלית, הפירנאים?
That's another. Once they were in Austria, some of them crossed the Pyrenees into Italy, and some of them went another way and went to France, and from France they took illegal boats to Israel. So, you know, it's kind of, there were many ways for the Bricha. I was trying to find something about the Bricha in Yiddish, but just couldn't. So
there is a Netflix, a series that loosely touches that. It's based on facts of, it's called Transatlantic.
Yeah.
It's on now.
Yeah, that's how the, you know, famous people like Hannah Arendt and
yeah,
Chagall.
But it gives a glimpse.
Yeah.
A beautified glimpse, may I add.
Yeah, but that's not really the Bricha. Bricha was taken.
Yeah, I know. Just to see the area, because they were mentioning that you can see the area where they actually were, so it gives a glimpse, just a glimpse.
Yeah. And some of the Bricha routes went through the Pyrenees into Italy, and from Italy they took boats. Some of them went to France, and from France they took boats.
What is the translation of the word bricha?
Running away.
Escape.
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 Escape. Okay, Golda and then Bob. Golda, you are muted.
I have to go. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Minna, because we know so much about the forging. And I know that I have my mother's sister went to Sweden, and from Sweden they came to the United States. My father had a niece that went to Bolivia, so that they could come from Bolivia. But we.
I don't know, something is wrong with your microphone. We hear only half of what you say.
Okay, I just want to compliment you, because this is education that we need to know how the Jews were in the DP camps and how they came to the United States, to Israel. and how they emigrated from wherever. Thank you very much. It's so far, it's very interesting.
Welcome, welcome. Bob?
Yeah, it's always a great history lesson. Every one of these sessions, we learn so much. So I got two things. One is tonight at, well, at least on the East Coast on PBS, I don't know about Houston or elsewhere, the Saba Keeps Singing. It's a documentary film about a local Princeton treasure. His name was David Wisnia, who was the cantor here at a local synagogue for 30, 40 years. Incredible story, Warsaw Ghetto, Auschwitz, it's unbelievable. So I recommend it. And David Wisnia is absolutely one of the great human beings of the world in every way. You'll love that. The second thing is based on, Maurice was saying in the beginning about the people who escaped Poland and quote unquote into Russia. Yeah, it's really true. And if anyone has not read the book by Jan Gross called Neighbors, about a town in Poland, Jawabne, where the Soviets left and the Germans came in, and the Polish locals, the neighbors of these Jews, kind of encouraged, but certainly not controlled by the Germans, just wiped out all their neighbors. It's an incredibly painful story, but it shows what happened when the Soviets did leave the eastern part of Poland. Jawabne town, the book is called Neighbors, Jan Gross. Yeah, it's a famous book. And Jan Gross has been crucified by the Poles, of course, for making them look so evil. But yeah, he's